welcome to Season 7 of the now known as International Sim Racing League. It is the same league that was the International GT League, but it is now the International Sim Racing League. So it's now ISRL. We are here then for the first race of the new season here in Fuji, in Japan. It's the Fuji Speedway, as it's known as. So here we are then. It's time to get racing. Let's just do the usual ritual before or with the stream. I will be streaming every race here now live in Gr.3, so subscribe for exclusive live content of the Lobby A Gr.3. We'll just have a quick look, spectate at the moment, and get ready. There's a couple of rule changes heading into this one. If you saw let's just look at Nike Donna for the moment, but if you saw the pre-season race we did a couple of weeks ago, there are a lot of changes to Season 7. It is well and truly a new era of Season 7 of ISRL League Racing. Not only is the name change, but this Gr.3, the league that started it all, has gone under significant changes. Whether it's for the better or for the worse, we're about to find out over the course of this 8-race season. And I will run you over the changes and what will be happening for today in just a second. Right, so what's going to happen is, first of all, you may have noticed in the title it is Lobby A, of which we have 2 lobbies going on simultaneously. They will have the same race, so they'll be at the same time, the same cars, and the same tracks, just in a different lobby. Now the reason being for this is that because of a spike in popularity for this league, this Gr.3 series, the Lobby A is full of what we believe to be the quicker drivers. These will be gunning for the outright Lobby A title to be the best that there is in this league. And then Lobby B is the same, just with people that are not quite on the same pace of this. So both are expected to be incredibly competitive. Ordinarily, Budge Fett will be streaming the Lobby B if you want to go look at that. However, he's not able to stream today's race, so I think somebody else might be. But from their perspective, I am of course the sole streamer of these Gr.3 races in Lobby A. There will be videos out afterwards when I go check them out, but that's that. So here we go. Lobby A is what we're dealing with today. As far as cars, there are only 3 cars. Waiting to restart Lobby's friend zone. Okay, so Lobby's currently a public lobby from Wizard, so we will get kicked out. So we're just going to have to come back a bit later. Which means we'll just look at the lobby screen for a bit. So basically, I will talk you through it now. We have 3 cars available: a Corvette, a Mercedes, and a Lexus. Each driver has been assigned a car of those 3. And the reason being for those 3 is that they're both very competitive cars, and we should see them racing across 8 different circuits. So the plan is, you only are to use them. There you go, believe it or not. And I think there's a Teams Championship for that as well. So there's a overall Teams Championship for those teams, if you know what I mean. So there'll be a Corvette team, just divided up, then a Lexus team, a Mercedes team. I think you should be still with me, it's not really getting confusing yet. Now the interesting part is that previously in Gr.3 there's been qualifying and then a race, and it's as simple as that. You race and there you go. However, not now. For now there is a qualifying still. I think there's like 10 or 15 minute qualifying. Then there's race 1, which is a sprint race. It's a short race. In fact, I'll just read the rules out of the Discord page. Would make life easier. So, here we go. Bear with me a second. This will all make sense soon enough. Seven rules. Right, so here we go. In qualifying, there will be no tyre wear and no fuel wear, and it'll be 10 minutes. The sprint race, you're only allowed to use medium tyres, no tyre or fuel wear. So that's just fun, just go for it. In the feature race, there is reverse grid from race 1, so if you win you start back and vice versa, and everyone in between. And both mediums and hards must be used in the race. But you can use them in any order you like. However, this won't apply to this first race because all points are even right now. But the medium and the hard, if you are in the top 3 in the championship, you can only use one set of mediums for that race. Anyone using the wrong tyres? Yep, there we go. So there you go. That is the new way of the new season. We are just waiting for Wizard to reopen the lobby. Obviously you can see there, but that is the wrong one, and that is lobby B being hosted by Emperor Products, and then there's the Gr.3 league. I've just accidentally given them a shout out, but there you go, they're on screen now. And we just wait for the moment. Just technical difficulties. I think what he did was is it open? Oh, that is the new one. I've just realised. I'm a bit of an idiot at times, aren't I? Just sat there waiting, and I've just twigged that that is the new one. Oh, there you go. You get to look at my Citroen from season 1 of this league that for some reason I was driving. There you go. Enjoy it. There's a bit of nostalgia for you. Anyone that has been watching since the beginning, there you go. There we go, we're back, right. So, we are back here at Fuji, this timeless track in Japan off the shadow of Mount Fuji. We have got a stuck check, or a pump check, depending on what you want to call it. It will be on its way shortly. So, let's just quickly run ourselves through the grid that we have at the moment. We've got Fubuki in the Lexus. We've got Night Donna in the Corvette. We've got TNT in the Mercedes. We've got Racer Tay in the Corvette. We've got Ihati Hubi in the Lexus. We've got Vitman G in the Mercedes. We've got Wizard in the Mercedes. Double champion, reigning champion, Raiden in the Corvette. Black Forest, who's a rookie to the league, is in the Corvette. And that's everyone we've got so far. I think there's supposed to be more, but I'm not sure why there's only this much. I don't know why there's only this much for the now, but here we go then. We've got Vitman G, who is a 2-time ISRL, oh well, it was IGTL, but it's gone under a name change for reasons. He is a 2-time Gr.3 champion in seasons 4 and 5, and he's the only driver in history of the league to win back-to-back championships. A record Raiden will certainly be wanting to match, coming off the back of a title winning season 6. And he's going to look to try and defend his title. Of course, the last time he won the title in season 3, he was unable to defend it against Vitman in season 4. I wasn't in season 5. Came back in season 6 and absolutely dominated. And hopefully we will not see Raiden domination again as he runs off the track. Obviously, Racer Tay came very close to winning the season 3 title as he goes on the fastest at the moment, at 37.8. I know he's been putting in a lot of effort for this. But here we go then. Nearly won the title at this track in Fuji in season 3. It went down to the wire between Recite and Raiden as he gets a moment out of turn 1. Very close actually to Hubi in the background there, 0.067. He gets a bit of a wobble coming out of the first corner as well. So yeah, Recite very nearly had the title, lost it the final race of the season to the hands of Raiden, and he's going to look for redemption, but will he be quick enough to win the championship? There are a lot of cars that could all be in contention for the title this season. Promises to be a cracker, and with only 9 people at the moment. Is there more in the lobby that's not readied up yet, or? 9 people. 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 9 Yeah, no, that's it. I'm not racing. Stop expecting me to jump in a car and go for it. So here's Black Forest. I believe he's new to the league, and it would be interesting to see how he gets on. Obviously, the last time someone made a debut to the league was in season 5 around here. Well, I mean, it wasn't the last person to have a debut to the league. It was the last person to debut in Fuji. Come on, get your words right. And it was Ada who absolutely steamrolled everyone into the first corner in what proved to be a rather iconic crash for the league. TNT then, who's doing well. He's currently in 5th place behind Night Donna, ahead of Fubuki. It's a relatively decent place for him. It's where he can be wanting to be. Obviously, everyone's going to want to win, but not everyone's going to have the skill set really to win. It'll be interesting to see who does crown themselves winner at the end of this race. Got Black Forest in P7, Wizard in at P8, and in P9 at the moment is Raiden, who hasn't set a lap time yet. This is the end of his lap. We've got the version with that horrific chicane at the end of the lap. It's really just atrocious. It's a horrible chicane. However, as far as overtaking here in Fuji, it's entirely possible because the track is incredibly wide. It is very wide. Matthew Harris, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. We are still running around in practice. Stuck check begins soon. The track it's very wide. It's a very wide circuit at times. Pretty much everywhere. There are multiple places where you could overtake. The main point is obviously going to be turn 1. We could be interesting to see the first corner. We've got a lot of really competitive drivers all wanting to gain as many positions as they can into what is a hard braking hairpin to open up the lap. As far as that, the next real overtake point is this corner now that Wizard's going through, turn 4. If you can get the run on the driver, Buffalo seem lacking in numbers. Yeah, they do seem to have struggled with this one. It's a bit of a shame that we only got 9 because we should have 15 realistically, but that is unfortunate. It's the way things go. Even there, that chicane as well, if you can get a good old run, that's a good place to overtake. This final sector is a real challenge as we watch. It's a beautiful camera angle as they fly down into the chicane hard on the brakes. But this last sector, a really difficult sector to get right because the corners are not very fun. But it'd be brilliant to see them in qualifying absolutely push. Raiden getting a little out of shape there. But with the fact that it's constantly tightening up, every single one of these corners just tightens up until you get to the apex and it's just horrific. But you can overtake in this corner so many different lines you can take depending on whether you want exit speed or whether you want to just like get that inside line. So there are so many lines for these tracks. It's an absolutely brilliant circuit in the shadow of Mount Fuji in Japan. There's Racer 2. He's dropped down at 3rd now. Raiden has said in competitive, and it is incredibly close. I somehow managed to miss that. Vimon G is 0.006 ahead of Tay, and Raiden is 0.043 ahead of Vimon G, meaning it is 0.049 between the top 3, and it is a little over a tenth in the top 4. So this proves to be incredible, and there's still likes of Wizard that could easily go there. But here we go then. It is time for the stuck check, where people crash into each other at high speeds. I mean, it is meant to see if you're stuck on the grid, but we here use it as a means to getting the whole demolition derby aspect out of the way, so you're not, wanting to plough into someone at the start of the race and the actual race. And it's go, go, go. Vimon had a very slow getaway. Raiden got away well. Tay got away well. Vimon slow off the marks there. Could come to cost him in the actual race. They're going like 3-4 wide in the background. And there goes Black Forest just ploughing into everyone. Tay goes spinning. It's not for the first time in Fuji. Off the track in turn 1, everyone is just absolutely everywhere, and the Mercedes have run away with it, aside from Night Donna. Wizard goes off, he's collected Vitman, Night Donna's gone off. TNT goes off. I don't think they had a manual start there. But yeah, not for the first time. Tay has been sent spinning at the first corner in Fuji. So that's the stuck check over with, and I think that does mean that we have a 10-minute qualifying on our hands to go as quick as you can. There we go. It's now we can hear the drivers go as fast as they can to determine the positions pole, last place, and everything in between. Everyone looks to have charged themselves out at once. And literally everyone apart from Black Forest, who's backed out a bit, he's waiting, he's now on the moon, he's not. Wizard's backing off through the first corner, trying to get some space. He's got a bit of a cluster going on with Raiden and Fubuki, and in fact in front between Hubi and Night Donna are very close at the moment. I wouldn't really want to follow someone on this track because yeah, there is that really long straight from the final corner to the first corner. But it's also the middle and final sectors were just so like cornery, and that's where time can be made as Night Donna gets out of the way. It's so cornery. That's not even a word, but you know what I mean. It's there's so many corners that is where time is made on this lap, is through that middle sector and final sector most importantly. That's where a lot of time can be made. I mean, having a good straight line speed is just a bit of a bonus for qualifying. So then, as we're about to see now, is Hubi. We're going to watch him on his opening lap to open the qualifying, as he charges himself full speed down at the main straight to cross the line. Night Donna is going to be getting a bit of a tow from Hubi here, which is going to work to his benefit. There is the timing line, so Hubi's now unlocked. You can see every single driver there, apart from like the final two, are together now. And where does he pick his braking points? For the first points is crucial. He brakes, he turns in, and he accelerates. Get a bit of a wobble coming out the exit, didn't look entirely stable. Is this going to be enough for Hubi across the first sector? 21.6. So that seems relatively decent, but that first sector is just one corner. However, it's this middle sector, a long turn 3 here. It's not exactly a favoured overtaking spot, but turn 4 is coming out of a long sustained corner straight into a braking zone. Sometimes, in fact, someone's off in the background, someone is off, and it is Raiden who has gone straight off, and he's got damage. So I mean, he might have crashed with someone. Wizard's got a penalty. Penalties must be served immediately. And Hubi then, as we join him back to fly through this final sector, then we'll see how he takes this final sector. He looks to try to use the gap between Hubi and Night Donna to assess who's going quicker, and it looks to have stayed about the same. If anything, I reckon Night Donna might have closed up a tad bit, which means Night Donna could be going a tad bit quicker. Final corner though, it's not an easy one to get right. You're turning in, you're braking hard, you're trying to accelerate at the right time to maximise your exit speed and floor it down the straight. So much to think about in that final sector. But here we go then, across the line to set a 1 minute 30. 8.1. Night Donna goes at 38.4 and is 3/10 off. Next up, TNT comes across the line with a 39.1. 38.80 puts Vimanji on pole. Night Donna, goes 38.1. Who is next across the line? It is Wizard, who has actually set a time. Raiden also set a time. Fubuki also set a time. Black Forest then, your last driver to come across the line. Obviously Raiden had an incident somewhere. I don't think Raiden, Wizard and Fubuki actually set representative times. Black Forest 39.8. He's gone ahead of Raiden and he's gone ahead of Wizard. Raiden and Wizard, both drivers, are going to want to try and improve their times, and they know they can go quicker. But as it stands, Vimanji is on provisional pole. But what is happening to Wizard? Is he improving on his time? Surely he got a penalty somewhere. This was also a roundabout where Raiden went off, so he's obviously going to be up on his time. His yellow flag, someone's facing the wrong way. It's Gr.3 who goes backwards across the track. Must have had a moment there. I think he might have just spun as we caught the back end of that. But that's gone. In fact, there's side by side moment going on there between Vimanji and TNT. But where is Wizard? Is Wizard improving his time? I think it might be Raiden. He's also navigating through the chicane. So both of these are going to want to improve their time and move themselves up the order a little bit. Melon has joined us then, midway through qualifying. Halfway through, I reckon he's going to get a lap or two, but what's it going to be? Does Vim G improve his time at the end of the session? It seems Hoobie comes across the line, a tenth away from provisional pole, and he's done it, a 37.9, the first man to get within the 137s. But can Vim G respond with this lap? Is Vim G going to respond to retake that provisional pole position? No, he doesn't. He's gone slower. Night Dawn, where is Wizard? Does he come up to the line now? Comes ERT Wizard with ERT Raiden behind. He goes 5th. Raiden goes pole. Raiden with 37.7 straight to provisional pole. That puts Hoobie now in the front row. Vim G's dropped down to 3rd with Racer Tier. Night Dawn 5th at the moment. Wizard, I feel he still knows he can go quicker than that. I'm sure he's aware of this. Black Forest corrugating with a 138.5. That puts him into 6th place at the moment. So that means with Melon coming out the pits now to try and get back. Sabuki probably thinks he can go quicker. He looks to have cut the second corner though and gone wide on the exit. Is this going to give him a penalty? I reckon it might, you know, and it does. There is a 3-second penalty. Penalties must be served. And sadly, with only 10 minutes in the session, this means he needs to drastically go out there and get that lap sorted. Who is next to cross the line? It is ERT Hoobie, who I think is going to try and go for that pole position. He's not a million miles away from Red and probably knows he might be able to do it. Is there enough in that car, in that performance? You can hear the tyres screeching as he comes around the final corner. Full acceleration as the Dutchman hurtles his way toward the line. Is this going to be enough to get himself on pole position, or at least provisionally anyway? Up to the line he goes at 37, 38. No, he's down. Vim G comes up next. Vim G is the next man to cross the line, but I don't think he's on for an improvement either. And he's not. It's already not enough for provisional pole. That's not quite enough. Night Dawn has crossed the line. Wizard, is this an improvement from Wizard? He knows he needs to get closer to that front. He does improve, but it does not change his position. So he looks to be struggling in qualifying here. Fabuki's another man struggling. Melon is still on his out lap, so he might get 1, maybe 2 laps. TNT looks to have gotten a bit out of shape. A bit means, yeah, a bit out of shape. But Black Forest is doing exceptionally well at the moment in 6th place. Night Dawn 5th. Vim G is very close to Hoobie. In fact, the top 4 is under half a second, and then there's a 3/10 gap between 4th and 5th. Wizard's going to want to get on that front battle, but is he going to do it on this lap? Is he going to get near it? It's not that you can't overtake in this track, because there are plenty of places to overtake, and even more if you're willing to get creative. But is he going to be able to do it? Is he going to improve with his qualifying performance at the moment down in 7th? No, he's down on his time, but if by such a small amount, he could still improve his time. This could still be enough to get it right now. In the background, that is Fabuki and Black Forest. It's Wizard. Where is Wizard? He's P7 still as he comes to the final 6. He's got TNT in front and Raiden behind. There's a bit of traffic. A Mercedes is in the middle of another Mercedes and Raiden in the Corvette. TNT, is he getting out of the way? I don't think he is. Unless there's meant to be a bit of team tactics going on for 2 Mercedes drivers to slipstream his way down. In the slipstream of TNT, Raiden's going to get the Uber Mega slipstream on both TNT and Wizard, which is going to help a lot. But is Wizard going to improve his time? He's going to start 38.7. He goes 38.8. He's down on his time. Raiden has improved his time. So Raiden has gone 2 tenths quicker on that lap. No, he didn't. I tell a lie. He hasn't. Don't listen to me on the line. I thought he did, but he didn't. But Raiden has extended that gap though to provisional pole with Racer Tape. Only just by the tiny, oh my god, it's 0.03's on. 3 thousandths of a second separate Vimman from Hoobie and Hoobie from Tay in an incredibly close qualifying session at the moment. But this is still a pack of 3 cars, and TNT still leading Raiden from Wizard. Wizard really wanting to improve Mellard instead of lapping, and has only just gone quicker than TNT, so he's Mellard. Might be slightly annoyed with that lap as well. I think Mellard knows he might be able to go quicker than that. So then we've got like 20 seconds left in the session, which means everyone's lap that they're on now will be the final lap. There'll be a few that will be able to do one more lap, including that of Hubi, who's trying to get himself on the front row. He's turning into a dramatic qualifying battle. Vimman will also, he won't get another lap. Gr.3, he's not going to get another lap in. Raiden's not. In fact, Hubi doesn't. So that's it, that's qualifying over. Nobody gets an extra lap. Hubi just missed out. That is it for qualifying. I think Hubi did just missed out on qualifying. Knight Donna did as well, and he knows that. So very close in the end. But that's it then. Raiden, does he extend his gap? Where's Gr.3? Gr.3's not going to improve because he had a penalty in the middle sector somewhere. Vimman hasn't improved. Knight Donna can't improve. Black Forest is out to finish his lap. Does he improve his position? He's currently the only one. Is he going to get inside the top 5? It's a long way into the timing line. No, I don't think he does. No, he's down on his time. Wizard doesn't improve. Fubuki doesn't improve. Melond is the only one I think now that is still on his lap. Does he finish his lap? Leave himself off the back row of the grid. And it's across the line any minute now. He does improve, but it's a tiny margin to the point that it doesn't actually make a difference. And there we go. We have a 5-minute break now until the race. Raiden then did take your first pole position of the season. Gr.3 on that front row. It's not the first time Raiden and Tay have been on the front row. Hubi though, very close to getting that front row, and it's incredibly close between Hubi and Wittmann. Should be an exciting race. In fact, let's just run through the cars as well. So we've got Raiden in the Corvette, Tay also in the Corvette, Hubi the first non-Corvette, and he's in the Lexus. The Wittmann in the Mercedes, the first Mercedes driver, and another Corvette. So Corvettes are overall doing pretty strong actually in first, second, fifth and sixth. The second Lexus is of Fubuki, and no, it's Melond. TNT is in the Mercedes, and Blizzard is also in the Mercedes, but I think he's qualified 7th. All in all, a really strong qualifying for the Corvette. Raiden, Tay, Black Forest and Knight Donna. Yeah, all putting together a really strong performance to qualify 1st, 2nd, 5th and 6th, with only a Mercedes and a Lexus between them. It is so a great start to the season already for Corvette, and they've not even done the first race yet. Still pretty impressive for the Corvette team then. So then Raiden is on pole position. The first one is a sprint race with no tyre wear, no nothing, just an all-out shootout to the finish. Hello Walter, welcome to the stream. We join us at the end of qualifying. Yep, you join us at the end of the qualifying session for the Group 3 race. It was Raiden that took pole position in a move that surprises literally no one. Gr.3 managed to pull him home in 2nd. So front row then, who is going to win the start, Raiden or Tay, or will it be any of Hubi and Wittmann? Only 8 in lobby, but yeah, numbers appear to be down on this first race. Not certain why, but it's not exactly ideal. All in all, it's still going to be a cracking race nonetheless. As we eagerly anticipate the start of a new season, which is always a huge unknown. You never quite know who's going to have that edge in a new season of this league. As we ride on board with Gr.3 attempting to do donuts. As soon as I say that, he stopped. I think he's watching. And my thing's broken to the point that that won't stay away, which is kind of annoying. Let's just enjoy the show, really. I mean, he's doing donuts. The only one actually doing something right now. Oh, and he's on the move. He is going backwards. Let's see if we get a lap of Fuji in reverse from Tay. I think he knows he's watching. Have a look then. Down the main straight, charging at full speed into the final corner. Now I can't imagine this corner being very easy in reverse, but there you go. Through into the final corner, and then I'm assuming it does open up on exit, so you can accelerate much sooner. It actually doesn't seem that a bad corner. So these corners look easier in reverse than they do in the forward direction, because they open up as you accelerate and wind it round the exit, or what would be the exit for track reverse. But here we go. The season begins here. Season 7 begins now. The final for ISRL Group 3 Season 7 under the shadow, that's the word, of Mount Fuji. It's not the first time Fuji's been a season offer, and I'm sure we all remember what happened last time it did. It's Raiden then, pole position, Racer Tay alongside him on the front row. Hubi and Wittmann lock out the second row as two Corvettes are on the front row. Lights come on, lights out, and away we go. Who's won the stars? A lot of wheel spin. Wizard looks to have gotten a great start to the point he's had to move over. Two Corvettes look at having a very equal start. Lexus looks to have done well in the background there, but Raiden taking a very wide line. Tay gets down the inside goes Tay to take the lead on the first corner. Has he done enough? Is he in the lead? Now they're still side by side coming out the first corner, and in fact I think Hubi has just about jumped over Wittmann, and Raiden holds the lead. Hubi still in third, Wittmann still in fourth, Nightbonner still fifth. In fact the top 6 are all still in the same order, but in the background Wizard has dropped to the back. TNT has had an incredible start in that Mercedes, and now here we go, as we see all filing through. The top 6 is still in the exact same order as they were at the beginning. They're very close. In fact, Nightbonner's got a penalty. Nightbonner has a penalty. He's picked one up somewhere, which means he's going to have to slow down and possibly give up a position. They're very close. I think they're just biding their time, waiting for an overtake. See, the top 5 all nose to tail. This is going to be a very tense affair indeed. In fact, someone stopped in the background. In fact, that's Nightbonner. For Buki are going both very, very slow. If they've come together somewhere, a Corvette and a Lexus, they must have come together. A bit disappointing start for them two, but here we go then as we watch the top 5 snake their way around the final corner. Let's go then, as we can see them now launching themselves on to the main straight. Everyone's going to get uber mega slipstream here today, as we get Raiden, who leads Racer Tay, who leads. So then, is Racer Tay in the slipstream? Raiden, yes he is, but Hubi looks to be gaining a lot on Racer Tay. He's gaining in, but I don't think it's going to be enough by the time they get into that first corner for Hubi to make a move into turn 1, and they do not. We've got 7 laps, and Raiden's going a bit sideways here. He's got Racer Tay breathing down his neck. At any moment can cost him a whole heap of positions. If he just gets one small error, it could cost him a lot of positions, maybe even a podium. That is how close the field is right now. Everyone is knowing that it is an incredibly tense affair. We see Fubuki and Nightbonner rounding out the rear. As it stands, we still have these 3 guys at the top 4, if you count in Wittmann in that. He's very close to the back of him. I don't think he's quite close enough to really start thinking about making the moves. We've got Racer Tay trying to follow RT Raiden. He's actually dropped it quite a bit back. He's braking hard into the chicane. It can be an overtaking spot if you're close enough, but I don't think he is. Hubi is close to him. Wittmann G, Black Forest, Mellord, TNT, ERT Wizard, Nightbonner and Fubuki is your current order. Racer Tay's actually lost a bit of time now to Hubi, and Hubi's going to be all over the back of him. The Dutchman is going to be all over the Briton, and we will see if that makes any impact on the race. Is Hubi going to be able to get ahead of Racer Tay? We shall have to see. He's going to be in the slipstream. It's a bit further back though this time than he was at the end of the first lap, but he's definitely closing in by quite a rate in the slipstream. They're all single file line trying to slipstream, apart from Black Forest in the background. He's breaking the toe of Mellon. Hubi though, he's getting closer, he pulls out to get down the inside, but he's not braked late enough. Hubi doesn't make the move. Wittmann's going through around the outside the first corner, and it's not quite worked out, and they still managed to hold these positions. In this type of close racing, if you're going to go for an overtake, you have to commit and hope it goes well, because if you don't get past him, you will lose time, because you're putting yourself on a compromised line which can cost you time anyway. And if you don't get past and it goes wrong, there is a possibility that you could very easily lose positions in a mistake or contact, or even get a penalty if it goes wrong, as we can see a slight Dutch angle coming down into the chicane as we see all charging in. Not quite trying to break formation yet, as the top four remain in the exact same order as they were on the grid. Not a single change in position in the top four, but they're all taking this so very carefully to try and gain these positions now. Preste second, third is Hubi, fourth is Vitman, fifth is Black Forest, sixth Melon, 17th to 8th Wizard, 9th Night Donna, and 10th Fabuki, who seems to be dropping off a bit, but Hubi looks to have been reeled out, and it looks to me like that Lexus is actually quicker than the Corvette on the straight, because on the straight every time that Lexus is gaining in on it, and it's actually increasing the gap to Mercedes behind. So personally, I was thinking it would be the other way around. I know that Mercedes is really quick on the straights, and that Corvette isn't too bad either. But it turns out the Lexus in slipstream looks to be much stronger. Does he go for it this time into turn one? He's showing the nose. Tay definitely knows he's there. He's filling the mirrors. But it's not quite enough for now for him to get through. Vimanji in P4 Black Forest, having to heavily defend from Melons, as we keep seeing him snaking around in the background as we watch this battle for second place right now in these podium positions. But we currently have two Corvette, a Corvette 1-2 with a Lexus in third. Hubi in third at the moment, fourth in Black Forest. Melon is very close to the back of Black Forest right now as he tries to accelerate his way around down to the bottom of the end for that. In fact, in the back frame, he's very close now between TNT and Wizard, and Mike Donna and Fabuki. They're bringing up the rear, but Hubi gets very close. He's within touching distance of Reste. In fact, it's somewhat surprising that he's not yet found his way through yet. Here we go then, Racer Tay in second place. He's trying everything he's got right now for this. Is this going to be enough? Tay, is this going to be enough? Raiden's getting very close. He's breaking out. He's kept it about a second. He's not exactly running away with this one, but I think Tay's having to focus more on defending that second place than he is overtaking Raiden for the win. And in fact, the Lexus drops out a bit coming out the final corner, but he's closer than he's ever been at the beginning of the straight. Sure, he's going to go for it coming into the turn one. He's in the slipstream. He's less than 2 tenths. He's still in the slipstream. Tay does not go defensive. Hubi moves out to the inside. Tay comes across the track, so he has gone slightly defensive. They go side by side coming into the first corner. They have broken formation, and Hubi gets down the inside, but Tay's going to try and hold it around the outside. Tay turns across, like he's not there. I'm hurt. Tay looks to hold it around the outside of Hubi into the first corner, and that move has not quite worked out, and they will have lost time to Vitman G there. In fact, just in the background, Black Forest and Melon came very close. Is Melon going to go for it into turn 3? Turn 2, sorry. No, he's not. He backs out of that. That's not really the easiest place to make an overtake. It's a very short apex corner. In fact, Wizard did get ahead TNT in the end. Meanwhile, back to second place, you can see Hubi's just edging to try and find a way through. It's not quite working at the moment. He's getting very close. Is he going to have to get creative? Because he knows now that Tay can defend around the outside the first corner. And if Tay had the inside line, it's going to be difficult for him to get around the outside. He doesn't go for it there. It's interesting he's not choosing to go for it, because he was very much close enough to try and send that one down the inside. But then again, that goes wrong and it results in a collision. They're both off the podium, so there's too much to think about with being this early in both in the season and this round. Here we go then. Hubi's still close. He's very close to Racer Tay. He's about the same gap he was at this occasion last time. About 3 tenths back, and he's gaining, coming onto the main straight now. 3 tenths in the slipstream. That gap is going to decrease. He's really going for that gap. He's coming down, and now does Tay go defensive? Does he move himself across the track? I'm not sure if he will or not. He's very close to the back of him. Hubi pulls out. Tay goes defensive across to the inside line to cover the inside. Hubi's like, I've had enough of getting that inside. He's going to the outside. This means Tay's got the inside line, and Hubi's forced to get around the outside, but Hubi tries to get traction coming down on the exit and get to the exit speed, and he's learned from the last attempt to get through that he needs the exit speed, and it's not quite enough. He's now on the outside of turn 2. Does he hold it there? This will be very competitive. No, he doesn't. He switches back again. again. Now he's on the outside for turn 3. Race Day running wide. Is Hubie going to go around the outside of turn 3? It looks like he's going to try. He's definitely tried. I think he's done it. Hubie is through and into second place. He's done it. Tay, does he come back? No, he does not. Hubie is through. What a fantastic move that was. That was absolutely sensational move from Hubie to get around the outside of Race Day there. He's realised turn 1, it's the main overtaking spot on the track, but it was really struggling to happen. So he had to get creative, and creative did he get. He managed to place his car perfectly, and what a fantastic move that was. Melon, meanwhile, has gotten ahead of Black Forest as he continues charging through the field. Wizard is still ahead of Team T, who's got Night Donna and Fabuki really closely gaining in on him now. Now Tay's in the slipstream, and we've seen that Lexus really catch up to the Corvette on the straight, but will that Corvette have anything to say back in response as he gets a slide on coming out of the final corner? He's following in the slipstream now. He's going to try and decrease that gap, and the gap, does it come down? It does, but it's by a very small amount. I don't think it's going to come down now. It's starting to come down a bit more. He's really closing in. Does Tay go to the inside, or is he forced to go to the outside? He twitches a bit. He's chosen the outside. He's learned as to what Hubie does, and he's trying to do the exact same thing, only this time he's got a full car ahead going into the braking zone, but Hubie has broken later and down the inside and the side by side coming out of the first corner. Tay's got the inside line, and Tay is aggressive when it comes to overtaking. He's not going to give that position up. He looks to have the exit speed, and he's done it. He's back through into second place, but does Hubie try and immediately get that position back? Is he going to do the exact same thing again? No, he does not. Instead, is he going to position himself to get down the inside into turn 4? No, he's actually gone to the outside. Resta defends, but does Hubie get on the power much sooner? I think he does. It's incredibly close battle now between Hubie and Racer Tay. Is this enough for Hubie to get through? I think it might be. We just see there's Raiden. Hubie switches to the inside. He's gone down the inside. That wasn't enough. That was not enough on this occasion for Hubie to get through. We saw he was very close to the back of him, and I was saying he's going to try and go for it there. Now Hubie's got to hope that he gets ahead enough now by the end of the line, because it is the final lap, and this means Vimanji is really close, but unfortunately he's not close enough to get on the podium. Racer Tay very close to the back of Hubie, but your winner of the first race of the season, kicking off the new season where he left off in season 6 at Brands Hatch. Your winner in race 1, Raiden. Racer Tay looks very close to hold on to that second place. Hubie is 3rd, Vimanji 4th, 5th is Melon, 6th Black Forest, 7th is Wizard, 8th is Team T, 9th is Night Donna, and Fabuki rounding out the rear. Raiden then continues to win yet again, and it's another victory for the now Corvette driver, doing an exceptional job. The double world champion, the reigning champion, has just won the first race of the season. However, that does mean he will be starting to the back as he gets the triple star there. He will be starting at the back, however, for the next race. Racer takes second place, though he's really going to hope to get a win soon, because the surprising fact, his last race win was race 6 of season 3. It has been a while for Racer Tay to win, and he's going to hope to try and end that this season. I believe we are having, if I can learn how to spell, are having a break. I will just make sure of this. So then, if we just take a quick look at your race results then, it was Raiden that won, Racer Tay second, and Hubie did round out the 3rd place, and a fastest lap of 37.492. Still a little bit intense, it says Racer Tay. It was an incredible battle. I'm afraid, I'm sorry to any of the other racers that are watching the stream, whether you're watching it live or afterwards, that we weren't focusing on you, but that was an incredible battle. for second place. They were not giving up that position. Everything they tried was for second. They both wanted that same position. And in the end, it was Racer Day that came out ahead. I will be right back because I need to get a drink. And stream, I'm back. Yay. So yeah, we are waiting in anticipation for the next race, which will be a reverse grid. So I can already unveil to you now what the grid will be. It will be... yeah. It will be Fubuki, Nightbonner, TNT, Wizard, Black Forest, Melond, Vitamin G, Hooby, Racer and Raiden. Expect to see plenty of overtaking, because if that was a teaser for anything between Hooby and Black Forest, brave move into T1. I'm afraid I don't think I caught that. I shall save that replay for reasons that I may never see it again afterwards. We've got a bit of a break now until the start. Oh, you forgot to brake. I think some of the cars are going on track for a bit of extra practice. There is no such thing as too much practice, of which I don't do any full races, by the way, so there you go. But yeah, it should be a cracking second race. It's really getting going now this season. It is most certainly underway. Apologies for Team 1, didn't mean to go full send on. So, we are waiting for the next race. Let's just move on. There's a bit of strategy involved in this, in the sense that everyone has to use mediums or hard tyres. Everyone enters them from top to enter, so the grid can be set. There's only a couple of people that aren't currently in. I think that is Vibenji and Racer. That I'm not in the race at the moment. But yeah, speaking of Racer Day, it's been a while since he last won a Group 3 race. It's been 25 races. Yes, 25 races since Racer Day's last one. And I think if he does win again, he will set the record for the longest amount of time without a race win. Amount of races done between victories. That makes sense, follow me on that one. Meanwhile, Raiden has the record for the most amount of wins, most amount of poles, most amount of podiums, most amount of pole positions, most amount of fastest laps. And he's joint with the most amount of championships as well, joint with 2, of which he's going to try and make 3, and he's already started his title defence off brilliantly. Which is exactly what he needed. And when Vim and G won here in Season 5, because Vimmenji won this season 5 Fuji 88. He managed to successfully defend his title then, so maybe it's a good omen for Raiden to have won at the opening round of the season. After all, for the last 2 seasons, the driver that wins the first race has gone on to win the World Championship that season. Not that that's happened every season, it's just in the last 2 seasons it has done. As Fubuki gets a bit of a spin, which turns into a bigger spin. Black Forest stopped, Team T's coming across the line. Raiden stopped, Vinland's going for it. T's going up pits, but it's in the pits. Fubuki I can't select for some reason. Oh wait, no, I didn't. I had to go 4th, 9th, 3rd. Gran Turismo Sport, ladies and gentlemen. So he navigates his way out of the pits. So here we are. Eagerly in anticipation for the second race of the season. Speaking of racing this season, I believe this does mean then that Raiden is championship leader, obviously. Anyone could have told you that, he won the race, and it's the first race of the season, so of course he's championship leader. What I can confirm is I shall now take this time to go over the Group 3 calendar, because right now nobody's doing anything. The next race, which will be, these rounds are every week, so on this time as well, about 6 o'clock every week, we go from Fuji Speedway to the Nürburgring GP, Dragon Trail Seaside, or Topos Barfirst, into Lagos, Monza and Suzuka to finish off the season. That is our calendar for the season. Season that is ahead of us. So after this one, we go off into Germany for the Nürburgring GP. As well, on the channel there is the Super Formula coverage, which will be coming on around 8 o'clock when that lobby goes up for the Super Formula race and round 5 of that at the Red Bull Ring. This is also another fun fact for you. The only first ever season where the Autodromo Lago Maggiore has not appeared on the calendar. A little bit disappointing if you ask me, but it is the way it is, that it has not. It has been the only race that has been on every season thus far. So here we go. And I shall continue coming at you with stats and facts, because that's all I have to do right now. Hubi has not been on the calendar since Season 2. Melod has been on the calendar since Season... Okay, let's start that again. Hubi has not been on the Group 3 grid since Season 2. Melod has been on the grid since Season 2. Donna only started a couple of seasons ago, only has 1 victory to his name. TNT has been on since Season 2 as well. Vitman G, I believe, started Season 2 but didn't full... No, I tell a lie. TNT was Season 3, Vitman G was Season 3, Black Forest is Season 7, Fubuki, or Raiden, has been since Season 3, Wizard made his first appearance in Season 2. Rest is the only person on this grid that has been here since Season 1. And has done it, actually there's a fact for you, Racer2 has done a race, at least one race, every season of this league. Of course he only did 1 race last season, but he still did a race, so therefore he's done a race at every season, which is impressive that he's chosen to stick around with us for this long. And also Racer2 has, what I said was 26 now, 26 races since his last Group 3 victory, which is in Maggiore in Season 3, which was the penultimate round of the season. TNT, as you go, just a bit of ISRL trivia for you. Yeah, trivia. That's the word. And as far as Fuji goes on the calendar, it only has appeared in odd-numbered seasons. For example, it first appeared as the title decider in Season 3, and it appeared as the season opener in Season 5, and here we are again with the season opener in Season 7. However, as far as winners here, we've had 3 different winners, although Raiden is now our same winner. He's the first repeat winner here in Fuji. There you go, just a couple of stats for you about Fuji Speedway and just about the art league as a whole. Mainly because we're not doing anything right now. I've got to try and keep whoever it is that's watching, whether it be live on stream or if you're watching back, whoever it is you're watching, I have to keep you somewhat entertained. So I am now reading off to you a bunch of trivial facts about the league, the drivers, and just the track. Also, another one for you, the Lexus, which is one of the 3 cars raced. If I'm a Lexus driver. Done. The Lexus, which is one of the 3 cars obviously chosen as the fact that Melon and Hoobie are in it now, was actually, stands to this day I believe, the only Group 3 car ever banned from the series. Now that is because in Season 1, all the way back in Season 1, I know I'm taking you back a bit, in the final 3 rounds of the season, Brownie won 2 of the last 3 races, poles in them all, and fastest laps in them all, and we deemed the Lexus to be too OP, so we banned it for Season 2. The ban was lifted for Season 3, and I think it might have been banned again, though I'm not sure. Though it's been restricted. Either way, enough talking, let's go. Race 2, round 1 of... Race 2, week 1, here we go. It's Fuji Part 2. This time Fubuki's on pole with Night Donner in the front row. I didn't mean to do that. As we eagerly anticipate the start of the lights in a reverse grid on race 1. Let's see who's going to win the start here. It's lights out and away we go. There looks to be a lot less wheel spin. Hoobie has got a horrific start. Raiden's managed to get away well. Fubuki has been jumped by Night Donner. In fact, Fubuki's dropping down the order. In fact, his Wizard's going to go for it. TNT goes very aggressive into the first corner. He's trying to get around the outside of everyone and to take the lead, and it's gone horrifically wrong for him. And instead, he's massively dropped back. Night Donner has pulled away and gotten away well. Wizard's gone now up into second. TNT's currently on in third. Fourth is Black Forest. Vimaji goes down the inside on the Lexus of Hoobie, but that's not quite enough. Is he going to try and hold it around the outside? It looks like he will, but Raiden is sticking it down the inside. In P7, he's had an incredible start. It's gone a bit squeezed on there. Fubuki, who started on the front row, has dropped down to the back of the order already. It's an absolute disaster for Fubuki this week. Can he claw his way back up through the order now? I think Raiden's going to have to try and go for it. Meanwhile, up front, TNT very nearly took the lead at the start on a very aggressive opening lap. Black Forest getting down the inside on TNT, getting into the chicane. Is this enough for Black Forest? Yes, it is. He's through. And he's gone for it on Wizard. He's right to make a double overtake. And it's worked exceptionally well. Black Forest has just gained 2 places in 2 corners through the chicane. That was incredible work from Black Forest there. Race 2 goes around the outside of Raiden, who has overtaken him now. He tries to hold it around the outside, and in fact that's Vimaji. Hoobie's had an incredible start to get in front of them now, and now he's got to stay in front of them. TNT drops out in the top 3, but is he going to go for it on Wizard for the podium as Black Forest now tries to challenge Night Donner? The Corvettes are running 1 and 2 again. In fact, everyone looks to be diving into the pits immediately. Literally everyone, although they've all been sold a dummy because I fell for that and I thought they were all diving straight into the pits. Hoobie though pulls out to the inside on TNT to grab P4. He comes down the inside on the braking. TNT's put down the inside of Wizard, it looked like there. There's been a bit of contact, a bit of argy-bargy, but all looks to have gone away well. And it looks like Hoobie has got it into 4th place. He's now challenging for the podium as they massively train their way down. Choo-choo, lads, let's go. Meanwhile, up front, it's Black Forest still following Night Donner. Two Corvettes are running 1 and 2 yet again. The Corvettes look so strong here, and Black Forest looks to try and get around the outside of McDonough. That's not quite enough. Raiden gets down the inside on TNT. He's not holding back, he's going for it, and Racer Tay is following him through. And like I said in the last race, Racer Tay can get quite aggressive with his overtakes. Vim G trying to get around the outside of TNT here. Does this quite work out for him? Is he gone for it? Yes, no, TNT's actually sent it down the inside of Raiden, and it looks to have gone scrappy. And there's contact. TNT, Raiden and Racer Tay look to have made a bit of contact in the background there. And in fact, Racer Tay's gone off. Racer Tay's gone colossally off. And he's spun it round, and he's gone round an absolute disaster. Melon and Fabuki follow side by side the two Lexuses. Racer Tay, I think there was very aggressive there from TNT, in all honesty, and it looked to have just caused chaos for Raiden and for Racer Tay, and that's just sent Raiden down the order, and it has sent Racer Tay back down the order, and Black Forest somewhere has taken the lead. So then here we go then, McDonough has Hoobie and Wizard and TNT and Vim G. In fact, Vim G is going to go for it on TNT. Is he going to go for the move? He does come down the inside the two Mercedes, down the inside under braking, makes the move stick, and the Lego sponsored Mercedes car of Vim G through. Only not, because here comes TNT. He's back round and he's trying to make the move stick, and TNT's going for it. He has gone for it. Raiden's dropped down the order, and TNT tries to swoop around the outside. Does he? Not quite, not on this occasion. So then, here we go then, TNT, Vim and G are together. And in fact, here is Raiden, TNT trying to get down the inside on Vim and G. Raiden's trying to find his way through. And Hoobie's trying to catch up to McDonough. Black Forest, he's absolutely running away with it at the moment. In fact, Raiden and TNT go side by side, heading down the bottom of the hill. As they charge down, this puts Raiden on the outside before the chicane, where it all went wrong just last lap. It's a long race to go. Raiden's waiting on this occasion. He is waiting. Got a 26 lap race. It's a long one. But here we go then, the feature race. Here we go. Is Raiden going to be able to make this? He's trying to find his way through. And he doesn't look to get him on this final sector. But he's going to go for it. He's going to try. Racer Tay still trying to carve his way through the field now. And Raiden, is he close enough? Is he close enough? He's in the slipstream. We're going to ride on board. No, we're not, because the game won't let us. Raiden then, here he is in the slipstream. Does he pull out to the inside? Yes, he does. Goes down the inside on Raiden. On TNT, sorry. Down the inside on the main straight. And he's done the move on the straight, but TNT's fighting back. He instantly tries to retake the inside line. And TNT goes for it down the inside. Not quite enough. TNT getting very racy in the opening stage of this race. His headlights have been bashed in a little on the front of that Merc. Black Forest is absolutely starting to run away now. It's really starting to open that gap. Hoobie's trying to get that second place from McDonough, but he's losing time through this third corner. It's a very long third corner. Wizard's there, Vimman's there, Raiden trying to come back up to the order after an incident on the opening lap. There's Melon through into 8th place. TNT runs a little wide on the exit here. This is the closest people on the track right now. He's within a second of McDonough, but he's not close enough. He is not yet close enough to make that move stick. So then McDonough, Hoobie, Wizard, Vimman, Raiden, TNT, Melon, Racer Tay and Fabuki then is your order. But Black Forest is doing an incredible job to pull away at the moment. He's now 2.5 seconds ahead of McDonough. This is an incredible first race for him. Although it's not really his first race, it's his first weekend in the league with us, I do believe. So McDonough is in second place. He's got Hoobie behind him and less than a second, and we saw Hoobie knocking really quick compared to Tay. Not so much now compared to McDonough. I wonder if there's fuel saving in action, because the fuel were on, although they look to be about the same on fuel. In fact, if not identical. So with fuel wear on, both on hard tyres, I wonder if that's made a difference. It might have done, because Black Forest is on the mediums, though his mediums look to be about the same wear as McDonald's. This is an incredible performance it's looking like for Black Forest right now. So we've rated now into 6th. He's going to try and find his way past a title rival in the past, Vimmer G. So have had a rivalry in the past, but this is going to be enough. We see Mount Fuji there in the background, looming over, peering over, watching the race from the skies like a god. Raiden is on the back of Vimmer G. Here we go then. Is Raiden going to get close enough to Vimmer G to make a move? Is he going to be able to fall into this final section enough to take the 5th place and get inside the top 5? Well, I guess we're about to find out, won't we? We will see now. Is Raiden close enough? He's getting very close. He's within a half a second. At least he was. He gets very close in his final sector. The Mercedes versus the Corvette. There is also something I noticed. I don't know whether this was done intentionally. We have one car from each of the 3 regions that are on this game. One from Europe, one from America, and one from Asia, with Lexus in Asia, Corvette in America, and Mercedes representing Europe. So then Raiden in the slipstream. Is he closing up? He is indeed on hard tyres. G on hard, Wizard on hards, Ruby on hards, McDonough on hards, Mark Forrest on mediums has opened up a 3-second gap. So let's just quickly take this time to run down tyres. We've got Black Forest medium tyres, McDonough hards, Ruby hards, Wizard hards, Vimmer hards, Raiden hards, Melon hards, TNT trying to get around the outside on hard tyres as well. Racer T's on hard, and Fabuki's on. So every single driver is on the hard compounder tyre, aside from Black Forest, and it's worked a treat for him as he's opened up a 3.5-second gap to McDonough. He's running away at the moment, and it's not like the tyre wear seems to be affecting Black Forest all too much, because he's managing to keep his tyres relatively well looked after in this race. So then Vimmer G's on the back of Wizard. Is this going to be enough for this occasion to get through, to make the move? He comes to the inside, he peers over to the inside, down the inside goes Vimmer G. 2 Mercedes go side by side, Quinn into the chicane, under the braking, down the inside goes Vimmer G. The move looks to have been done, but Wizard's going to fight back, and he does indeed. But Vimmer G holds it on the outside. Wizard backs out, and the move is done, and a crucial move that is, because with Raiden lurking behind, he's going to smell out an opportunity to find his way past. Raiden then, he's all over the back. Here we go then. Is Raiden going to find a way through as they come into the final corner? Is this enough right now to get through? Raiden's in the slipstream. He's following, he's following, he's following, he's closing, he's closing, he's closing. It looks to be weaving around, trying to break the slipstream. Is this going to be enough for Raiden to find his way past Wizard? He pulls one way, he does pull back into the slipstream, pulls back out to the inside. He's down the inside, and in fact I think Vimmer G's giving a bit of slipstream more to Wizard here, but Raiden's down the inside, he's got the inside line. Does he go for the move on Vimmer? No, he's too far back. Wizard holds it on the outside, and the move is done. Raiden is through. So Raiden does take himself a spot inside the top 5. Hoobie has dropped off a lot from McDonough. Vimmer G's dropped off from Hoobie, and this battle still rages on to become 4th place. And the best driver, who is not on the podium, is awarded. The first person to not be on the podium is awarded 4th place. So if you're 4th, you're still a winner, because, I mean, you're first, but it's not on the podium. So meanwhile then, Raiden is still following Vimmer G, who's still following. No, Wizard is following Raiden, who's following Vimmer G. And Melon's a long way back. He's got Racer T, who's behind TNT about a second back, and a second and a half to Melon. Fabuki's just having an all-round disappointing night here in last place at the moment. Meanwhile, though, this means that the battle for 4th between Vimmer G, Raiden and Wizard battles on through the final sector. You can overtake in the final sector, not that it's the easiest thing to do in the world. So as we see, we've got these 3 guys still very close to each other on track. It wouldn't surprise me if we saw them going 3 wide down this main straight soon enough that they can all catch on each other. But Wizard looks to be backing off. far as fuel's concerned, Vimmen's just a tiny bit lesser off than them. Raiden's in the slipstream. He's closing in massively. He's got the gap to less than 2/10. He pulls dramatically over to the inside to prevent Vimmen from making any attempt to defend, but he comes back across onto the racing line a tad. They come very side by side into the first corner. Has Raiden made the move stick? Not quite yet. They continue to go side by side. These two had a cracking battle. You know, Top was trying to get around the outside. Doesn't quite work. Tries to get around the outside of turn 3. He's holding it around the outside, full Hoobie style. No, he doesn't. He backs out into the slipstream, follows round to get the run into turn 4. Not quite enough. Not quite enough. Raiden on following Gr.3 through now. So he still follows them toward the end of the second section. All the while he's being held up, he looks to be losing time to the race as Raiden pulls dramatically, quickly across to the inside. Bit of a twitch going into that corner at the end of the braking zone. Bit of hesitation as to when to turn in, really gets the slide on. The move is done though at the end of the day. He has made the move into the chicane. Gr.3 now has to defend against the RT Wizard. Does Wizard be able to find his way through this fellow Mercedes driver? Gr.3 is just going to be enough right now. Is he going to make it? Is he going to make it through safely? Let's see now, is this going to be enough? And the final corner gets on the power, but has he got on the power enough? He's in the slipstream. He's actually losing time right now as Black Forest in there from the lead. He pits in, 36% on his fuel left. He is in the pits and dropping all these positions. The medium tyres unexpectedly have to come in sooner, and Wizard pulls to the inside. No, he does not. He shows his drill. He knows he's there. Gr.3 cannot say that he did not expect, he's not going to expect a move from Wizard anytime soon. And in fact, a long way down now is Hoobie's actually gone ahead of Night Donna somewhere at the front. Hoobie has overtaken Night Donna and is now leading the race as Black Forest, pitted in, comes out 23 seconds behind the leader, which is now Hoobie. So then that puts Raiden on the podium. Gr.3 now having to defend 4th place again, but this time from Wizard. Who knows what's going to happen at the end of the race? Will Black Forest now start lapping enough? He has got fresher tyres down all of these. So will this be enough to get himself through on back into the lead? They don't try to make any moves on this occasion into that corner. Not this time, as Wizard still trying to find his way past Gr.3. He's been stuck behind. Wizard gets a slide. Wizard gets a slide coming out of the corner, and he's got a penalty for that. So Wizard slides, and that allows him to get a penalty and allows Melon now to really put the pressure on. That's going to alleviate a lot of the pressure now on Wittmann, as he can now focus solely on attacking Raiden. Melon is now close in the Lexus. This is going to be enough. We saw the Lexus have a really good straight line speed last time. It's a bit of a wobble coming out the final corner. Down the main straight. Here he comes into one. The first corner. Is this enough for Melon to take 5th place away? He's following. He's gaining down quite considerably. Melon pulls over to the inside. Down he looks to try and get that inside as they come across the start-finish line. Into what turn 1. Who breaks later? They break about the same, but Melon has the inside line. Down the inside goes Melon. The move is done, and Melon takes 5th place away. Gr.3 is attacking Raiden here. Gr.3 is attacking Raiden for 3rd place to try and get on that podium. That gap between Black Forest and Hoobie has not really come down much. It's still 23.8 seconds. If anything, it has gone up, which is not ideal. Not ideal at all, as Gr.3 is following Raiden, and he looks to try and get close. Gr.3 looks to try and make the move there, not quite enough. Doesn't go for that one in the end then. So Gr.3 still following Raiden to try and look for a place to make an overtake. Is he going to get him on the main straight into the first corner? We've seen a lot of overtakes there. I mean that it is the main overtaking spot. But you can, there's also, the drivers will know that that's the main overtaking spot, so they'll try to use it to their advantage. But there's a chance as well that it could also be used against them. So they're going to have to defend that position. Raiden's going to know Melon's possibly going to go for it. Night Donner looks to peel off into the pits. Does he go in? I think he has. Night Donner then is the second person to pit in and the first person to pit in from hard tyre. Someone's going in behind him. It's Melon, and Wizard is also in. Resta in. TNT, he's chosen to stay out. Fabuki's also chosen to stay out. Black Forest is obviously going to stay out. He's decreased the gap by about a tenth since the last time we saw him. Raiden now is fighting Vitman G for second place. Well, Vitman G gets very close, but he's still not ahead. He's taking a purple first sector. Black Forest hasn't actually got a fastest lap right now. So it's great news for him. That must have been when he was leading by about 3.5 seconds to everyone else. We're close to the halfway point. I think the drivers, it's clear one stop, I think, that if the drivers can make it to the halfway point, it's very much a one stop. And I think we can see a one stop being played in action today. Black Forest then, he's now 23.6, so that gap is coming down between Hooby and Black Forest, and Hooby doesn't know this, of course, but here's Raiden then being followed by Vitman G extremely closely. Now Raiden's got lots of clean air. He's actually decreasing that gap to Hooby. So Hooby, I wonder if his tyres are going off or if he's fuel saving. I reckon he's going to come in this lap. Same with Raiden and Vitman G, they're all coming. TNT as well for Buki. So this means Black Forest is on a charge, and he's going to have to hope that he can get close enough. Does Hooby show intentions to come into the pits? Not really, I don't think he is. Hooby's actually staying out. So Hooby's still out, Raiden's still out, and Vitman G is still. So they are really aiming to get midway through this race then. TNT doesn't, I don't think he's coming in either. So Raiden goes extremely defensive on Vitman G. Hooby's going to be seeing this in his mirrors. Vitman G tries to go around the outside. He's turned in a bit early though, and has hit Raiden into the first corner, being absolutely door slammed by Vitman G. And that's not quite enough for Vitman G to get through on Raiden. Raiden knew he was probably going to try down the inside, and so put his car there. So obviously if Raiden's car is there, Vitman G's car could not be there. That's kind of obvious when you think about it. And that's how Raiden was able to defend his position. But Vitman G still went for it and still sent it around the outside, although I think he might have gone a bit too enthusiastic and turned in a bit too early, and has absolutely door slammed into Raiden, which is obviously not the way you want to make an overtake. So Raiden then still managing to hold out against Vitman G, who I think they might have to pit in this lap because they are very much running low on fuel, and to the point that the fuel light's going. In fact, they've got blue, there's cars coming very close. That Wizard's got a penalty, drops him down to the back. What does this mean then? Does Hooby come into the pits? I reckon he will. He's also got a fuel light. Raiden might also be coming into the pits. Surely they've got to pit in on this lap. And in fact, Hooby does peel into the pit lane. Yes, very late decision, but he does pit in. Raiden in and Vitman G in. TNT I can assume is in, as will be Fabuki. So this is crucial then. Where is Black Forest? Is he done enough to close that gap and work an undercut to get back out in the lead? Obviously Night Donner's behind him, so if this works, this is surely going to work for Night Donner as well. Black Forest is in. No, he's not. I thought he was going in. In fact, Fabuki and TNT are both still staying out. So TNT now leads. Hooby's on the move. Vitman's on the move. Raiden's on the move. So these three. In fact, Vitman has jumped Raiden in the pits and has come out directly behind Hooby now. But Black Forest does take what will be the lead once the top two currently pit in. However, on a harder tyre and a slower tyre, really looks to be taking its toll, because suddenly Night Donner has really closed up to Black Forest, and Black Forest ain't getting away. So those medium tyres, Black Forest tyre must have been responsible for how Black Forest was able to just plant such a huge gap. And now Raiden has got to think about defending against Melon, against Gr.3 as well, who's suddenly really closed that gap. So this race could just get interesting now, because Black Forest will inherit the lead. Night Donner will be second, Hooby will be third, trying to defend Vitman G will be fourth, fifth will be Raiden, sixth and seventh for these two in the end. But Black Forest for what will is effectively the race lead. He's really having to defend everything he's got now against Night Donna. This is really proving to be difficult for the man, but he's going to try it anyway. He's going to give everything he has got right now to hold on to that P3 slot. Or what will be the lead once the top two pit in. And I think they're pitting in at the end of this lap, so TNT enjoying his sprint in the lead, but he's continuing on again. Fubuki's also continuing on into the second half of the race, and Night Donna is pretty much pushing Black Forest down the main straight. In fact, Night Donna peels over to the inside, and in the background that is Race Tay and Melon having to go defensive, but Night Donna comes down the inside on Black Forest, for he's effectively the race lead. Down the inside goes Night Donna, makes the move stick on pretty much the race lead then. He's currently third, but it will be for the lead once the top two pit in, of course. Zoom G is still behind Hubi, Raiden is there, and Racer Tay has actually gotten ahead of Melon despite Melon's attempts to defend. We did miss that, but we had for Night Donna and Black Forest making just pretty much the same move really down that main straight. We are seeing everyone overtake the main straight, aside from like Hubi doing it around the outside in turn 3, and a couple of cars going, mainly Vim and G, going down the inside into the chicane. We saw TNT go really aggressive at the beginning. In fact, Fubuki and Night Donna's getting restless and gets down the inside into the chicane. He's gone restless trying to wait behind Fubuki, because Fubuki, when he inevitably pits in, he'll take the lead, but Night Donna, if that had gone wrong for Night Donna, that could have thrown away a win, because he's gone a little bit too eager to get through here. So then Night Donna now takes second place on the road, and is he going to be able to find his way through TNT? It's basically fighting traffic, because you've got Night Donna on relatively fresh mediums against Fubuki and TNT on worn hards. How much of a fight does TNT put up? Not much. What about Black Forest? Is he able to find his way past Fubuki? Black Forest comes to the inside. Now it's going to cause chaos. If Fubuki tries to pit in, thankfully he doesn't, because I don't think he'd have been able to make that, or unless he wanted to pit in, but just couldn't. And Hubi's now getting down the inside, and in fact Black Forest is moving himself across the road. Night Donna does now take the lead, and Hubi moves into third place. Does Hubi go for it down the inside of Black Forest? Not yet, no. Thank God Fubuki didn't want to pit in, because he was not really in the position to be able to go for that, and Raiden's actually gotten past Vim and G. So Raiden has made the move on Vim and G then, which allows him to move up a position into what he's effectively fourth, because Fubuki is obviously still to pit, but he'll have fresher tyres than everyone else. At the moment of racing, Raiden has retaken the fastest lap, he's reclaimed that. Night Donna is now leading, trying to stretch that gap over Hubi. Fubuki, is he going to try and find his way past Black Forest? Black Forest gets a penalty. Crucial disaster as Raiden now tries to get around the outside onto the grass a little, and that's not quite worked out for him. Black Forest slows the car down, and Raiden's going to try and get past him, but I think they're going side by side coming into the chicane. This could easily go wrong for anyone here. Black Forest is still carrying that penalty. Vimaji's in P6 trying to get himself around Fubuki. Fubuki has caused absolute chaos in this race. And in fact there's Melon on the grass. A little race day is going for it on Fubuki. He's made the move stick. And Black Forest is still carrying his penalty. Raiden is through, and Black Forest, Vimaji surely through as well, as is Racer Tay, and he is. So Black Forest's chance of winning this race is, what little chances he had have now just disintegrated, because now he's got to overtake like 7 cars if he wants to win. Fubuki, I think, is staying out. I think Fubuki is, and he is. Fubuki's still on the track. This is an impressive first stint from Fubuki to continue going. I wonder if he's expecting everyone else to do once up. Surely Black Forest might be able to go to the end, but he's going on those hard tyres. He goes sideways into the first corner. Melon, Raiden and Race Day go side by side. In fact, Melon's making 3 wide coming into the second corner. No, not quite. Race Day is back down there, and rightly so. Melon gets down the inside. Brilliant move from Melon. He's now into P4, and he's ahead of Raiden. So Raiden drops down to a 5th place now, 6th place for Race Day, the championship leader obviously. He's not having an easy time of it in this second race, because he won the first race, knew he was going to be starting from the back. In fact, there's Black Forest and Fubuki going side by side, going out of turn 4 into turn 5. Easy enough for Black Forest, is through in the end. Meanwhile, here is Racer Tay. trying to get past Raiden. It's not quite enough on this occasion, but Melon going a bit sideways. Vimanji's doing well. In fact, Raiden's getting down the inside. Down the inside goes Raiden. Melon's got a penalty, and he's going to have to serve that, which means Racete does move up now into 5th, and he's all over the back of Raiden and Racete. You bet he's going to try and go for that overtake. So then, Raiden is trying. He's going to have to defend against someone who's relatively well known for being aggressive on his overtakes. His Season 3 title rival, Racete, is now in 5th place behind Raiden, who is currently sat in 4th place. We're going to the final 10 laps this race. It doesn't look like the excitement is going to stop. And Fabuki does an impressive 17 lap stint on those hards. Racete pulls to the inside. Down the inside goes Racete. He's gone for it. He's gone for it. And the move sticks. But does Raiden manage to get back at him? He tries. I think he does. And in fact, Night Donna has lost the lead now to Ubi, who's retaken the lead of this race ahead of Night Donna. BeamNG now in 3rd place. Raiden is in 4th. 5th is Racete. 6th is Melon. 7th is Black Forest. Wizard 8th. 9th TNT, and Fabuki comes out of the pits in 10th. So then, Hubi is now leading this race as he's recently overtaken Night Donna. Night Donna's going to try and get back at him, but Hubi has been looking really impressive all evening. Is it not going to be enough though on this occasion? BeamNG is in P3 at the moment. Raiden's 4th. 5th is Racete. He's really going to try and get past Raiden. He's going to want to beat Raiden, and I'm sure he's going to go for it. He's not going to give up for nothing. He ain't going to give up anytime soon. So Racete then, however, he's got Melon behind him, and I don't know how that's going to work for him, having Melon behind him, because he's very dropped off the pace to Raiden a bit, who is doing an impressive job at the moment. Is Raiden X. Racete goes defensive or into the pits. Racete in again. He's doing a second stop, I believe. He mustn't have filled up fuel. And in fact, Black Forest is also in. He's coming off those mediums, off those hards. Sorry. Interesting decisions from these guys in the strategy. I was thinking it could be an easy 1-stop. I'm starting to think a 2-stop is what's going to happen here. So maybe TNT probably will be able to do a 1-stop. Fabuki, 100%, he's definitely doing a 1-stop. They could be 1 and 2 at the end of this racing. Night Donna is in a 2nd place now with BeamNG in P3 at the moment. Raiden 4th, 5th is Melon, 6th is Wizard, 7th is TNT then, who comes out of pits ahead of Black Forest, ahead of Racete. Fabuki comes out in 10th, so he's not quite ahead of these at the moment. But TNT has done a great job. He's now into 7th place. He could be on for a really good result here. BeamNG is actually ahead of Night Donna. BeamNG has managed to make that move at the chicane. He's been making moves at the chicane pretty much all race long. It's seemingly his favourite overtake, and he's done it yet again here. Raiden now in 4th place with Melon in 5th. And a couple of these look like they might be running low on fuel. Night Donna will have to pit in this lap, as will Melon. BeamNG might be able to go on for an extra lap or 2. I don't know how much more though he'll be going. So I do not know how much longer Night Donna, BeamNG will be able to go on. Night Donna, does he come into the pits? He does. So Night Donna into the pit lane then, at the end of lap 18 to make his 2nd stop. Melon is also in. Wizard also in. So TNT is probably going to come out ahead of these now. But Raiden then 3rd now with BeamNG 2nd and Hubi in the lead. I think they might be going on for a couple more laps before we could see a possible splash and dash for the leader. I think BeamNG might be struggling with fuel. In fact, Raiden looks to have enough fuel to possibly go a lot longer. BeamNG running low on fuel. Hubi also running a bit low. Raiden has a quarter of his tank still to go. It's just under that now. Night Donna has come out in 4th place though. He's ahead of TNT, crucially. That is what matters. He's ahead of TNT. Melon and Black Forest go side by side though, and Melon has not come out ahead of Black Forest, and these two are racing yet again for position in the midfield. This is an incredible race it's turning out between these two. In his first race, they still want to charge up the order to finishing second in the first race. He had a bit of an incident early on, and it looks to have cost him. Meanwhile, up front, the battle's getting not really too close. Hubi's managing to keep the gap stable to Wittmann, who's doing a similar job to Raiden then. But I think Wittmann G might need to pit in this lap, just going out to cause chaos for him. We shall see if that's the case. Actually, yes, it is. In fact, Hubi's also in. Hubi's in. Raiden is in as well, so I may have underestimated it. And now is $9 close enough? 30 seconds, I don't think it is. I do not think that is a close enough gap to get ahead of them all. Black Forest is holding on Melon, who's currently holding off Taste. There's a possible battle going on here. Will he see him? There goes for it in the final corner. He saw a mistake from Melon and did not hold back. There we go, into the final corner. Black Forest then leads them in 6th place. Race taking 7th, Melon in 8th place now as they stand. 2 Corvettes and a Lexus raced at Fuji. There's no punch. The punchline is what we'll see after the first corner. Melon tries to get down the inside of Race Tay. Does he now? He does. He now peels down the inside into the first corner. Has he gone for it? On Black Forest, he's done it. Has he done the double? The Black Forest looks to fight back. The intent was there to get them both, but in fact it looks to have cost him, and Race Tay has gone back in front. A very opportunistic move there from Mel. He really went for that. I don't know if that was intentional to try and get them both there. Now Melon moves his position to get around the outside. TNT, however, is very close to Black Forest. That's not quite enough. In fact, Raiden's gone out ahead of Imaji here as the top 3 get even closer. But Black Forest gets down the inside of TNT at turn 4. TNT gets a bit pushed out of wide, pushed a bit wide there and out of road, and now Tay's getting down the inside. However, I think that might have been a slightly illegal overtake because he might have cut the track a tad bit there. And Melon is doing what Wittmann does. He looks to try and get down the inside of Race Tay as well. Or was that an attempt to not hit Tay going in to the chicane? And Melon makes the move. He's done a very Wittmann G style overtake there into the chicane by, overtaking them into the chicane. Meanwhile, up front, they're getting exceptionally close now as Raiden all over the back of Hubi. Is Raiden going to be able to make it 2 for 2 right now? Is he going to be able to go 2 from 2 in this first week of racing here today? Oh, he's closing in on Hubi. Does he get close enough though? Onto lap 20 of 26, 7 laps to go. He pulls to the inside. He comes down the inside to take the lead from Hubi. On lap 21, he has made the move stick as well before they even get into the braking zone. And just look how much Wittmann G is closed up. Right now, we have all 3 manufacturers on the podium. Meanwhile, in the background, Black Forest is still covering off Racer Tay, who has managed to ditch Melon somewhere in that final sector. And Racer Tay now begins his assault on P5, the 2 Corvettes. The Corvettes running an exceptional 1st, 4th, 5th and 6th. Yeah, that's right, isn't it? It is, yeah. The Corvettes have done an incredible job at the first race of the season. Although Black Forest has got a penalty, so that's surely just going to allow Race Day to get through. The Black Forest has a penalty. The German has been penalised at the beginning of this race then. So Race Day, does he get down the inside? He looks to make the move on the Corvette, and he's through in the end. Nothing overly ambitious about that, aside from Melon just really closed up now. Meanwhile, up at the front, Raiden still holds the lead. Hubi still 2nd, Wittmann still 3rd. I wonder if these 3 are going to try and go for it yet again on that main straight, and we'll see if Hubi is able to claw that back. We saw Hubi constantly in battle for 2nd place against Race Day. Now he's in competition with the other Corvette of Raiden, who is going to be battling for the lead of the race. Is he close enough? He's 6/10 away, so I don't think he's quite close enough to take the lead of the race. He's not yet close enough. No, he is not if he sticks in 2nd place. Although he gets very close. In fact, I think he might have missed his break there. And in fact, Wittmann G got very close to tagging the back of Raiden there. Meanwhile, Race Tay is ahead. Black Forest has dropped down to 7th as he saves his penalty. TNT gets down the inside on Wizard. Down the inside goes TNT. Wizard looks to fight back. The 2 Mercedes are now going at it, and he goes side by side. Don't hit your teammate as TNT tries to hold it. Wizard 2 tries to hold that one around the outside. He goes. Move done. Wizard is around the outside. That was an exceptional move from TNT to swoop it around the outside there. Black Forest has got another penalty. Meanwhile, these three start to space themselves out a bit. TNT is gapped. Gr.3 has gapped Mellon. Black Forest, another penalty. Wizard, TNT, and Fabuki out at the back. Lap 22-26, we're rapidly drawing ourselves in near to the end, with just 4 or 5 laps to go now till the finish. And it looks like Raiden might be able to take 2 for 2. So it looks like Raiden might just be able to take 2 for 2 here, but he's going to have to defend against Ube, and we know he's not going to give up. He spent the whole race battling against Raiden, against Tay in the other one of the Corvettes for second place, but Vimanji's got exceptionally close to the back, and down the inside goes Vidman. Does he go for it? Yes, he's gone for it into turn 1. Very late move there to pull out, and it doesn't look like Vimanji's got it. That has cost Ubi a whole heap of time. He's now 1.5 seconds back on Raiden. So that has actually cost him there. Yes, that has indeed. Vimanji has lost a lot of time to Hubi. In fact, Hubi has lost a lot of time to Raiden.